Hey guys, welcome back to Open It and Play. This is Mike, and today we're going to be looking at the TOMYTEC Figma Styles SP-158 ARM JK Variant B low profile style figure. My goodness, that's a mouthful. You can see right here, this figure was 8,300 yen. That's a little over $50, like $51 or something like that. I always see these little armory weapon sets when I go to Akihabara, but I never see the figures that go with them. And for the first time recently, I saw a whole set of these kind of figures, like a whole series was released, and the shop actually had one of every type, and I decided I would try one of them. So being a sucker for short hair, I decided on this figure. But we'll take a look at the box really quick. You can immediately see it's not exactly my usual art style. This is very Japanese style art, or a manga style art. But obviously there's many kinds of manga, but these kind of very cartoonish manga-esque faces are not usually my thing. Okay, and then the bottom of the box is here. Okay, I'm gonna leave this on autofocus for the most part, so I hope it'll work for this review. This is the second time to film it, but the focus part was the problem with the first time I tried to do it. Okay, it's a pretty hard to open box, but it's just because this latch part really hooks in well. So I don't have any of the little armory weapons, but I do have some of the little armory dioramas, and I'm not really impressed with them because they tend to fall apart easily and they're made with kind of brittle plastic. But I also haven't had any break on me, so I don't want to put them down exactly either. So this is what comes with in the box. Because I never studied Japanese, I can't tell you what the meaning is, but if you wanted to see the Little Armory series like logo, there is a look at it there. It's kind of hard to read, but it's kind of a cool design too. Okay, we'll put that off to the side, and we're going to look at her accessories first. So, or accessories, as me and my brother used to say when we were little kids and trying to read G.I. Joe boxes. Figma ARM JK Variant B. Okay, so we've got English and we've got Japanese. There might be other languages in here, but it's just the handling instructions. We won't worry about that. We have this Figma bag to keep her fresh, and we have a stand, some alternate hands, and an alternate wrist joint in case our current ones get broken. I did open this when I tried to review it just before, but I'm reshooting to hopefully have better focus during this time. Okay, if we see these really quick, this is super dinky. Super dinky, you can see it plugs into her arm, and then this part's where you plug her hands on. And we've got these two alternate hands. So this is kind of a minimalist style figure. You don't get a whole lot of accessories. This is a trigger finger hand and sort of just a more open palm holding something hand. You're gonna have to rest something in there like a drink. And then the stand is here. The stand is quite basic, but it does say Figma on it. And oops, there it is. And it just plugs into her back. Sorry. Just plugs into the stand and plugs into her back. This figure has no holes on the bottom of her feet, so that part is kind of different from the majority of my figures. Okay, and we'll pop her open. She does have some tape. Okay, she comes wrapped in this little plastic, but we'll take her out, but we'll also put her to the side to start with. Put her off over there, and we'll take a look at these other accessories. So we have this alternate hair for her. kind of curled down, and I guess it doesn't have the clip that she has here. If you can see that clearly. This one is without, and I think her hair, yeah, it kind of curls in more, so it's almost more like a bob style haircut. We'll change that out so we can see how that works. It's very straightforward. It's common to most Japanese figures. I think you can buy the extra head packs, but of course that costs money. So I'm partial to the short-haired version, but if they had black-haired version, that would be cool too. So okay, and then she also comes with this gun, super tiny gun, and she also comes with this itsy bitsy pouch. This pouch is a softer plastic, so I think this one sticks onto her holster on her leg. It's actually not really a holster, it's more like a I don't know what to call it. Help me out, guys. The other part here, this is for her pack on her chest. It comes with 3 little gun clips, but they are one piece. They're just part of this plastic piece, so it's like a pouch. But the detail on the paint is well done, and because it has the softer material, it's kind of smooth to the touch. Try to stick this on here. Okay. Yeah, I think these are supposed to be very modular, so you can change them to the way you like. But just with this one set, you only have one sort of setup. Okay. And I'm sorry, I wanted to show you. We'll put her gun on her real quick. For her gun, she is left-handed. We're going to look at this little tire iron that has the different hands on it, and she is left-handed, it looks like, for her trigger finger. So just pop off this hand, pop on this hand, and if you know these kind of figures, they often have even softer, rubberier hands, so you don't really chance breaking the hands very easily. They have a lot of give to them. So okay, and we'll put the gun in her hand. Oops. Just like that. Okay. And that's it for the accessories. Yeah, this has like pretty big cut there, right? But you can't really get it plugged in any deeper or any closer. It's just the way it looks. It's not terrible, but it's not something I prefer. Okay, let's go on to our posability. So her head sits on a ball joint. Whoa, sorry. Her head sits on a ball joint, and we'll try to lock this time. So you can see just barely, where's my little tool? You can see just barely inside here, there is actually a ball joint on the back of her hair. So that's how her head is mounted. And then her faceplate just covers, and her hair covers over that. So she's got some serious, what lots of people call a lollipop, just a big empty hole. The base of the neck, unfortunately, has no posability, so you're just stuck with this part. But it does give you a decent range of movement. She can look down like that, look up like that. But, you know, it's not the most extreme. And for some people, I'm pretty sure they're going to say her neck seems a little bit long. It's not too bad, but okay. And then her chest actually has no articulation, so we'll skip that. And as for her arms, she has a butterfly joint down inside there, deep inside there. That gives you a little bit of range, but got full rotation for the ball joint that is mounted into that butterfly joint. And then she does have a cut at the bicep which is hidden inside the sleeve. That's good design. She has these like very typical style elbows where she has apparently a tumor when her arm is straight. But at any other pose, it looks pretty good. It's just when her arm is straight, it looks kind of goofy. So you might want her to be in a natural resting pose with her arm kind of crooked. So, okay, and then her, sorry, let's get that a little bit closer. Her wrists have the swivel on either side, inside the hand and inside the arm, and then they also have this hinge. So very freestyle. You can do a lot with her arms, or her wrists, I should say. Okay, and then she does have a ball joint at the diaphragm. I'm not going to take that apart, but you probably can. I would use some hot water first. Her skirt is made of the soft, flexible material. That works pretty well for allowing posability. But her range on her legs is not very far. She can only kick up about that far. So, okay, and then you can see inside here, she does have a decent amount of kind of thigh, what should we call it, thigh swivel. She doesn't have a cut at the thigh, so you have to rely on that. So it is kind of limited compared to what I'm used to. Okay, and then her knees have the same kind of joint. It'll get you back that far. She has these long, skinny calves. This part moves just a touch, but I wouldn't recommend it because the way the legs are cut, it doesn't want to bend that way very freely. Okay, and then down at the ankle, like we said, no holes in the feet, so you have to rely on the stand or just balancing her. She's got the hinge. She has, I think she can rotate just slightly at her ankle, but it's very limited. And then she does have ankle pivot, but it is also quite limited. So, sorry, it's so hard to focus on black. All right, so I would say that this figure is a pretty high quality construction. The design of the figure is pretty appealing, but some parts drive me crazy. Oh, it's not focused, sorry. Some parts drive me crazy because it is kind of hard to make her stand. Her feet are rather rounded on the bottom, so if we put her next to a few Marvel Legends, keep in mind these are supposed to be, I don't know, junior high school, but they're closer to a true 1/12 scale, so they look pretty small compared to Marvel Legends. I thought she could be from the Red Room like Black Widow, but I don't know if I'll get any more. So I also planned on having her as a civilian, but if I have a civilian, I can't take off this like harness or the straps, so that part, maybe I chose the wrong figure to buy. But, okay, next to Luke Cage, next to Tigra. Tigra is a fellow female, so she stands a little bit shorter. But yeah, she kind of looks pretty small. So, okay, I'm pleased with this purchase, but I might be a little more limited in how I can use her in like toy photography or like dioramas. But I do think it's a high quality figure. Some design flaws, it's kind of hard to make her stand unless you use the stand, and some of the joints seems like they could have a little bit better range, especially her hips in particular, because it's quite limited for a figure like this. One thing I forgot, you can bring her legs back quite a ways, so that part is good, but the forward part being so limited kind of stinks. You can get it out to the side more, but the splits is not going to be much further than that, so it does limit how you pose her, unfortunately. But anyways, it's an interesting purchase, and I don't know. It's nice to try something different. The joints are buttery smooth, so that part is refreshing compared to my cheapo Marvel Legends. So, but okay, let me know if you guys have some of these kind of figures. I'll call it quits for today and see you in the next video. Okay, bye for now.